The war in Ukraine has highlighted both the worst of humanity and the best of it. And one Syrian man, all too familiar with what it's like to be uprooted from his home, has made it his calling to help other refugees as they cross the border into neighboring Romania, greeting them with warm meal, clothes, and a place to stay. Our Maggie Rulli reports.
It starts with a smile at the border, a warm hello for people living through one of the darkest moments of their lives.
And we are taking one family now.
And then a heartfelt welcome to a new home, a place with the expected essentials, clean clothes, diapers, and soap, but also small homey touches.
The lavender and everything, I mean, it makes it feel so welcoming.
And come dinner time,
Yes, the spicy.
volunteers and refugees cook and sit down for a meal together.
Very tasty.
Omar Al-Shakal's nonprofit, Refugee for Refugees, is on the ground in Romania, helping Ukrainians as they flee the war.
These are all donations?
Yeah.
Omar tells us every refugee deserves to feel like a human, and he's determined to give these people the welcome he wishes he had.
This is actually what we are trying to provide here, a safe area where people can come to rest for a few hours or a night.
Omar fled Syria in 2014 at 17 years old. He had been jailed and shot and was forced to escape, eventually swimming 14 hours to make it to the coast of Greece.
We were really lucky, like we made it. In the middle of the night, we just thought like we're gonna die in the middle of the sea.
But those first few years in this new land often felt impossible.
Of course, I was trying to learn the language, but it was hard.
He felt lost, he says, until he started volunteering. And in 2017, he started Refugee for Refugees, a nonprofit rooted in the shared refugee experience.
Beautiful sunset.
And made up of a diverse group of volunteers from Asia, Africa, and Europe. When war broke out in Ukraine, Omar says he knew he had to help, flying to the border and finding this house in Romania to use as a temporary home base, while his team works on building a larger home next door. And this store, made up of donated items, a place refugees can come and take what they need. It's here we find Natalie. She left Kyiv 2 days ago and just made it to Omar's place in Romania. Like so many who flee, she left with just what she could carry, including her little Pomeranian, Reese.
What was that like? How long were you there when it was under attack?
Я на русском, да, могу?
She tells us that most wealthy people living in Kyiv got out right away, but she says she doesn't have much money and didn't know if she could afford to escape.
Соответственно, в 5 часов утра.
For her, she says finding Omar's place is a miracle.
Please, Melody.
It means a safe home to get settled in, a foundation, a new start.
Well, I'm very happy you're here now.
Thank you.
And feel safe, and that your little guy there looks pretty content in your arms, doesn't he?
Thank you.
Little things that Omar says remind us everyone is human. It's a mantra Omar carries, even though he says it's hard to ignore how the world has responded to Ukrainian refugees compared to people like himself from Syria.
Now the unthinkable has happened to them. And this is not a developing third world nation. This is Europe.
On ne parle pas là de Syriens qui fuient les bombardements du régime syrien soutenu par Vladimir Poutine. On parle d'Européens qui partent à leur voiture, qui ressemblent à nos voitures, qui prennent la route et qui essayent juste de sauver leur vie, quoi. Et ça, c'est une question.
Do you feel like there's been a double standard for refugees based on the color of their skin?
100%.
Why do you think there's so much attention and care right now for Ukrainian refugees compared to these other refugee crises?
It's a really hard question, but I'm gonna answer like what they said in the news because of the religion. They said some of the politicians in Europe, they make it very clear, those people believe in the same religion we believe, that's why we are helping them. Because they are scared of Muslim people, or they are scared of those people from different countries.
A double standard that Omar says cuts him to his very core. But he also understands those fleeing aren't just news headlines. They're people in need of help.
We don't care about where they are from. We don't care about their religion. We don't care if they are black or white.
Because, as he knows all too well, life as a refugee can't be fixed with a nice temporary home. And the pull of going back to your real home never really goes away.
If tomorrow, like, I believe Syria is safe for me, I will leave immediately, immediately, without even thinking.
Syria's still home.
Yeah, Syria is still home, and it will be always home.
It's interesting because pretty much everyone we've spoken with that has fled Ukraine says the same thing, that they'll go back the second they can.
Because no one left, because they want that. Everyone left because they have to live. That's why they need to return back to their home. Even almost like 8 or 9 years, I still have the hope. Like I'm going back to my city, to my place, to my house.
Different wars, different countries, but refugees united by being violently uprooted and left forever longing to get back home.
Our thanks to Maggie for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.